Can you hear me now? Have you read that? Finished reading? Yeah, fine. Chalo, we'll start. Okay, so I will quickly read uh, that excerpt from Maya Angelou's autobiographical essay Graduation. Graduation, the hush hush magic time of frills and gifts and congratulations and diplomas was finished for me before my name was called. You know, all those things. You know, graduation, it's like a magical kind of a time. Okay, or frills and gifts. Frills means basically referring to the dress. Okay, and gifts and congratulations. Many people they'll congratulate. Okay, so it's all was finished for me because you know the accomplishment was nothing. You know, that is the feeling that she gets out of this. The meticulous maps drawn in the three color of ink, learning and spelling and decasyllabic words, memorizing the whole of Rape of Lucretia, it was for nothing. You know, that is a feeling that she has right now. You know, memorizing Rape of Lucretia is a work by William Shakespeare. It's a narrative poem of William Shakespeare. So reading and understanding the whole of the poem is basically nothing, you know, for him. That is a feeling that he gets. Why? Because Don Levy has exposed us. I have told you she has already mentioned about him in her work called I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. There is a work like that of Maya Angelou. In that she says like she explains about a very bitter kind of an experience of hers during her seventh grade graduation ceremony, where he made a very racist comment on the education of blacks in America. So likewise she says like all the frills and all the enjoyment, all the congratulations that she has in fact received right now, it's like it has nothing to do with her right now, because she feels like these all are of useless things, because because Don Levy has exposed us. He has clearly given us like what we are. It's not like what we become. That is a feeling that a black woman has. Clear with that. She says like she's giving as a space to think more about it, how exactly they feel when they get a comment like this. That is what she says. And she says like you can see, I'll continue. Don Levy had exposed us. We were maids and farmers, handymen and washerwomen, and anything higher than we aspire that higher that we aspired to was farcical and presumptuous. Presumptuous means something that is fail kind of an attempt and all. Farcical, it's like a ridiculous thing. Okay, so basically we are just maids and farmers and washerwomen. These are the jobs that we are supposed to hold, that is that we are supposed to do in our life. Okay, we are basically of that level, we are basically of lower level. Okay, and to be graduated is not something our cup of tea. We are not supposed to do that. No, she is in fact writing in a tone of an irony. She is explaining her own situation, but you can sense an irony up here. Okay, she's talking about the power relations. Okay, but that too with a tinge of irony in that. She says like we are not supposed to do any of those things. We are not supposed to graduate. We are not supposed to be educated. Any of those things we are not supposed to do, for the reason we are basically born to be mates. You're getting it. So in a way she is trying to tell us more about what more about the workings of the power in the society, how exactly power exposes itself. That is what she says through the passage. Clear with that. So again, as I've told you, in all these ways, all these type of discrimination based on gender, on based on caste, based on class, or you can say based on race, all these things are different manifestations of power. Okay, so basically we are talking about the concept of ideology and power, and this is like another area of you can say of the practice of power, or another manifestation of power. I hope I am clear. Yes or no? Yes. Say yes or no. Are you with me? Are you with me? Yeah. Okay. Fine. Now I'll to the next part. Just below that, you have a classroom activity. Assuming Don Levy is a white man of authority, figure out how black girl students are doubly marginalized. In the previous section, you can say that we were discussing about the issue of gender, that she could not charm him. That was the famous statement that was there for our discussion, which we'll discuss in detail because that's a very important kind of a question. Last year they asked the same question, so I thought like I'll take some time and I will explain that in the next class. So here you can see that just like Dalit women, in India, you can say, as when I was talking about the Dalits and all, I have made a reference to a Tamil writer. I think I have made a reference to a Tamil writer by name Bama. Okay, Bama Faustina. So her work is Karukku. One of his famous work is Karukku. Another work is Sangadi. So in that, you can see that Dalit woman, she has used Karukku means it's like the exact meaning of that in Tamil is like, it's a particular leaf, which is like, it's like a double-edged sword. Okay, like that, both sides, if you touch both the sides of the leaf, okay, means both the corners of the leaf, it's like, it will pierce your hand like that. Okay, so that is Karaka. And through that, she's in fact telling us like, a Dalit woman is doubly marginalized. Doubly marginalized means they're already marginalized on the basis of gender, and now they are marginalized on the basis of their caste. Okay, so the same is the case here. She is trying to tell us, through this particular incident that has happened in the life of, in fact, her own experience as a black girl. Okay, she feels like she's doubly marginalized. So initially, I mean, primarily, she is a black, and secondly, she is a woman or a girl. You're getting it. So they are like double it. Two times they are marginalized. First, marginalization. Marginalization means you are not part of the mainstream. You're getting it. Marginalized, you are not part of. If you draw a circle, the center is like, the center is in fact being occupied by the upper class people, or you can say the elite group, or you can say the upper caste people, or in case of the discrimination based on gender, it is a place for the men in the society. Okay, so that sender is in fact being occupied by the, in that circle, the sender is occupied by whom? All these people who have got power in the society. Okay, they have what? That position, the sender position. The rest of the people are in fact pushed to the margins of that circle. Here you can say they are pushed to the margins of the society. So once you are pushed to the margins, once you are pushed to the peripheries of the society, okay, then you have no role to do in this society. Your voice is rarely heard in this society. Clear with that? So that is what, you can see the concept called marginalization. They are never heard. Okay, or you can say they are rarely heard. അവരെ കേൾക്കുന്നവർ തന്നെ ഉണ്ടാവില്ല. മീൻസ് അവർ പറഞ്ഞ it's not at all important what exactly is their opinion. Nobody is bothered about their opinion. They don't need to have an opinion. അതാണ് the attitude of the society. Why should they have an opinion? There's no point in having an opinion, them having an opinion. So that is the attitude. So such type of, a tendency is generally called as marginalization. Okay, so you are pushed into the margins. Okay, and if you fall out of the margin to outside, it's not an issue for them, because you are insignificant a person in the society. Okay, so all those people, like, who are marginalized. Okay, so they are collectively called, we actually right now we have a literature which is called as, marginalized literature, which actually talks about the sufferings, or you can say the experiences of the yeah. Now is it clear? Is it clear now? Yes. Okay. So in that you can see that those people who are marginalized. Okay. So their sufferings, their experiences when they write, we call it as marginalized literature. Okay. So that is called the concept called marginalization. In marginalization, you are pushed into the peripheries. You are pushed into the margins, and even if you fall from from there, like from the so called society that we are talking about, that is not an issue for them. Okay, so that is the idea. Okay, and you can also say that they are never part of the mainstream. Mainstream means those people whose ideas are heard in the society, or you can say those people who are called as the decision makers of the society. That is the mainstream. Okay, so here you can see, once you are marginalized, you are never part of the mainstream. Clear with that? So that is the second point that you have to remember from there. Now you can see that the difference between, so the black girl students are doubly marginalized. The difference between the term subject and object in theory can be understood on the basis of who has the power of agency and who on whom it is experienced. Mark that. You can see that subject and object. Okay, so in theory we have this kind of a distinction. One is like the power of agency, like they have that, they are like a group of agency which has got power. Okay, and the other is like on whom the power is exercised. Okay, so that is the object, on whom the power is exercised is object. So that is another point that you can remember in this concept, in this context. Then in the excerpts from Roy and Angelo, Roy, we have already seen Arundhati Roy is, God of Small Things, a very small excerpt from that. And Angelo, Maya Angelou, we can clearly find who the subject and object are. Subjectivity empowers, as you can see from the above examples. Subjectivity, I have already told you, like the concept of subjectivity. I have given you the note. Like subjectivity means you are looking at in a kind of in a subjective kind of a manner. You are the authority up there, subjective, in case of being a subjective one. I'll discuss that in detail after this particular section. Okay, I'll discuss. If at all I forget, please remind me about to explain on the concept of subjectivity. Now, the last point that I wanted to discuss, the fact that certain social groups or categories are excluded from the privileges of language, knowledge, material health, high culture, and mainstream social spaces is reflected on these texts. So, this is what, in fact, we were studying through the last three passages. Okay, this is what we were trying to analyze. So, mark this. This is very important. Okay, certain social groups or categories, social groups, any particular collective kind of a group which has got a societal impact is generally referred to as a social group. Okay, here you can say Dalits, they are socially grouped together. Okay, or you can say like blacks, they are socially grouped together. Then categories means you can include like those people who are transgenders, like that. So categories are generally excluded from the privileges of language. Yeah, language, I think I should say something on that. So you can say that even language is it's like a kind of an elite kind of a thing. It is clearly explained by the Dalit writers in India, especially by one of a prominent writer is like Bama only. So she says like in her book, I have already mentioned her autobiographical novel Karuk, she has used many so called bad words. Okay, if I put it in Malayalam, നല്ല അത്യാവശ്യം നല്ല തെറിവാക്കുകളൊക്കെ she has used in her book. Okay, so for her, she feels like that is her freedom. Why exactly you are making certain words as high class and certain words as low class? That is her argument. She is asking about that. So you can see like even the language Okay, you can use only this language, otherwise this is like a lower caste language or lower class language. Okay, so it's the language is not, that is accessible by every section of the society. When you speak certain language, it's like the pure and the chaste kind of a language. That feeling is there, at times that feeling is there. So not necessarily always, but you can see that our language is highly elitistic, highly kind of an elite element is there in our language. So that is why that usage, privileges of language. Then privileges of knowledge, you all know that knowledge is something, always it's like a privilege. Even in if you look into the history of Kerala, you can see that till some particular time in history, every section of the society, they were not having access to education. Okay, knowledge was like, it was there around the upper caste people in Kerala. So likewise, in the context of Kerala, we have caste system, it's very evident. Racism is not there in Kerala, but once you have understood like the caste system, it is easy for you to understand. It is in the similar vein that racism works. So likewise, you can see that blacks were not allowed to enter into schools for quite a long time. Even when Martin Luther King was delivering his speech, in 1963 and all, you can see that the schools were not open. In many areas schools were not open for blacks. So likewise, we have the lower caste people, overcaste people, they were not having access to education. So knowledge itself was like privileged for certain set or certain group of people. Then we have privileges of language, knowledge, material wealth. Of course, material wealth, there is no need to explain that. Okay, material prosperity, or you can say wealth. ഈ പൈസ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ധനം, സമ്പാദ്യം, സമ്പത്ത്, or you can say the property rights. Property, large number of property was there with the upper caste of the society. അവർക്ക് ഒരുപാട് സ്വത്തുക്കൾ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. Okay, upper caste people. Likewise, if you go to America, I'm just giving an example of America because you are much familiar with the racial discrimination. We are much familiar with the racial discrimination in America. So America, you can see that though the earliest settlers to America, you can see that English people, the people from England, they came to America for the first time to in order to settle in America. With that purpose, they came to America for the first time in the year 1620 in a ship called Mayflower. Okay, so that is called as the first historic journey of people, the Puritans, from England to America. Even prior to that, you have black settlement in America. That is the real history. Okay, but by that was in the year 1620 I'm talking about. And then by 1680s, you can see that blacks were not allowed to own a property. Though blacks settled earlier to the whites in America, or you can say Europeans in America, by 1680s they have come up with new rules. Okay, that black is in fact a black man or a woman is in fact a property for a white man. Okay, so they have no ownership, they have no authority rights. They are not supposed to hold a land for that matter. So you can see that material wealth has become another significant element of the exercise of power. Okay, so that is the another thing that I want to discuss, I mean, from your textbook only. Then privileges of high culture and mainstream social spaces, right? Spaces, yeah. Privileges of high culture and mainstream social spaces. Yes, Privileges of high culture means high culture it just got its own privileges. Like, when you look into the culture of Kerala, like the Christians, certain sections, certain groups of Christians, they claim that they are a part of the high culture, so that their rights are the thing, that is the right method of Christianity and all. Likewise, you have the that elements of high culture of Hindus are there, of Muslims are there. So they actually define what exactly Hinduism is, what exactly Christianity is, and what exactly a true Islam, I mean true Muslim is. This in fact defined by or decided by the people who actually belong to or part of the high culture. Okay, and high culture is inevitably, or you can say it is in fact, it is high culture is you can say that is in fact it actually produces the mainstream culture. Okay, that is how it is. And they define the social spaces, what is good for you, what is bad for you. The other day I was presenting a paper in Mercy College. So in that, I was saying, like, there's a concept called wilderness. We are not that familiar with, or we don't like that particular concept called wilderness. Okay, especially if you go through the work of Shakespeare, Othello, we can see that Othello, the character Othello, was not that respected in the society. Basically, he was a Moor. Okay, again, Moor, it actually refers to a kind of a wilderness. Okay, so the people who actually come from the wilderness, okay, they are not cultured, they are not civilized, they are not that people who can be accommodated into the society. That feeling is there. നമ്മൾ പറയുന്ന കാട് നമുക്ക് നാടിനൊരു അതിരുണ്ട്. When I put it in Malayalam, we actually design our spaces. നമ്മുടെ സ്പേസ് നമ്മൾ എവിടെ ബിലോങ് ചെയ്യണമെന്ന് നമ്മളുടെ സൊസൈറ്റി ഇങ്ങനെ ഡിസൈൻ ചെയ്ത് വെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട് അല്ലേ. നാടിനൊരു അതിരുണ്ട്, അതിര് കഴിഞ്ഞ് കഴിയുമ്പോൾ അതെന്താണ്, കാടായിട്ട് വരികയാണ്. കാട് മീൻസ് ഇറ്റ്സ് നോട്ട് accessible ഫോർ എവറിബഡി. കാടിനകത്ത് വി ഹാവ് എ കൈൻഡ് ഓഫ് എ ഫിയർ ജനറേറ്റഡ്. നാടിനെക്കാട്ടിലും ഫിയർ ഇല്ലാതെ നമുക്ക് നടക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്ന സ്ഥലം ശരിക്കും പറഞ്ഞാൽ കാടാണ്. അവിടെയാണ് കുറച്ചും കൂടെ വി ആർ ലൈക്ക് ഫ്രീ. ബട്ട് സ്റ്റിൽ ത്രൂ ലിറ്ററേച്ചർ, ത്രൂ അവർ കൾച്ചർ, ത്രൂ ദി പെർസെപ്ഷൻസ് ദാറ്റ് ആർ ഇൻകൾക്കേറ്റഡ്, നമ്മളിലേക്ക് ഇങ്ങനെ എന്താ പറയുക, ആഴ്ന്നിറക്കി വെച്ചേക്കുന്ന കുറേ പെർസെപ്ഷൻസ്, കുറേ ചിന്താഗതികളുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ചിലത് ഇറ്റ്സ് ഗുഡ്, ദ വേരിയസ് സർട്ടൻ അതർ തിങ്സ് ആർ ലൈക്ക് ബാഡ്. Okay, in that case, wilderness is in fact considered as something that is bad. You're not supposed to go there, it is unsafe. It's inhabited by people who are not that cultured. കാട്ടിലുള്ളവരൊക്കെ എന്താണ്, കൾച്ചേർഡ് അല്ല. അവരൊക്കെ എന്താണ്, അവരത്ര എഡ്യൂക്കേറ്റഡ് അല്ല. അവരൊക്കെ എന്താണ്, ചിലപ്പോൾ അവരിനകത്ത് മനുഷ്യരെ തിന്നുന്നത് വരെ ആൾക്കാരുണ്ടാവും. മീൻ സ്റ്റോറീസ് വർ ലൈക്ക് ദാറ്റ് ഓൾസോ, ലൈക്ക് മനുഷ്യരെ വരെ തിന്നുന്ന ആളുകളുടെ സ്റ്റോറീസ്. You're getting it. So it was like that, all these three things, they tried. I mean, it's all part of the mainstream culture, mainstream media, mainstream literature. They have defined, certain places as their places, and certain others as like, no, you are not supposed to tread on to those places. അവിടേക്ക് നിങ്ങൾ പോവാനേ പാടില്ല, പോയാൽ എന്താണ് അവിടെ അപകടമാണ്. That feeling is in fact inculcated into our minds. നമ്മുടെ മനസ്സിൽ ഇതിങ്ങനെ ആഴത്തിൽ ഇങ്ങനെ പതിപ്പിച്ച് വെച്ചേക്കാണ്, അവിടെ പോകാൻ പാടില്ല, ഇറ്റ്സ് അൺസേഫ്. ആൻഡ് വാട്ട് എക്സാക്ട്ലി സേഫ്റ്റി, അവർ പറഞ്ഞ കുറേ മാനദണ്ഡങ്ങളുണ്ട്, ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് സേഫ്റ്റി. യു ആർ ഗെറ്റിംഗ് ഇറ്റ്. സോ ഇതൊക്കെ ആരാണ് പ്രൊപ്പഗേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്? ഇറ്റ്സ് ഇൻ ഫാക്ട് ബീൻ പ്രൊപ്പഗേറ്റഡ് ബൈ, ഓക്കെ, ഇതൊക്കെ ആരൊക്കെയാണ് സ്പ്രെഡ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്? ബൈ the people who are in power. So they decide our safety, they decide our space and call it as the social space. ഓക്കെ, യുവർ സ്പേസ്, നിങ്ങളുടെ സ്പേസ് എന്താണ്, ഇതൊക്കെ ആരാണ് ഡിസൈഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്? ഈ ഏരിയാസിലെല്ലാം വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്ന പവർ വെക്കുന്ന ആൾക്കാർ. ബി ഇറ്റ് യുവർ റിലിജൻ, ബി ഇറ്റ് യുവർ കൾച്ചർ, ബി ഇറ്റ് യുവർ സൊസൈറ്റൽ കൈൻഡ് ഓഫ് എ തിങ്, ബി ഇറ്റ് യുവർ പൊളിറ്റീഷ്യൻസ്, ഹൂഎവർ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ്, അതൊക്കെ എന്താണ്, ദേ ആർ ഓൾ പാർട്ട് ഓഫ് ദി മെയിൻ സ്ട്രീം കൾച്ചർ ആൻഡ് ദേ ഡിസൈഡ് വാട്ട് എക്സാക്ട്ലി യു ആർ ആൻഡ് യു ഷുഡ് ബി. Okay, it actually works in every society, the same ideology. ഇത് തന്നെയാണ് എല്ലായിടത്തും വർക്ക് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. ആൻഡ് എ റിഫ്ലക്ഷൻ ഓഫ് ദാറ്റ് യു ക്യാൻ സീ ഇൻ അവർ സൊസൈറ്റി ഓൾസോ. ക്ലിയർ വിത്ത് ദാറ്റ്? ആം ഐ ക്ലിയർ? യെസ് ഓർ നോ? യാ, ഗുഡ്. യാ, ഫൈൻ. Okay, so this is why we use the term discourse rather than statement to show how meaning is political, that power, knowledge, and language are interconnected. Mark that also. Okay, so it's always a discourse in the sense, it is not just a statement. ഞാൻ വെറുതെ പറഞ്ഞ ഒരു സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെൻ്റ് അല്ല, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കണ്ണടച്ച് വിശ്വസിക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്ന ഒരു ബ്ലൈൻഡ്, ഇറ്റ്സ് നോട്ട് ജസ്റ്റ് എ ബ്ലൈൻഡ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ്. Rather, it is your social upbringing, it is your culture, it is your religion, the way in which you have been brought up, your society, the place where you have lived, the place where your parents lived, your grandparents lived, ഈ അവരുടെ culture, അവരുടെ religion, ഇതെല്ലാം, all these things are in fact a component to your understanding of what exactly I'm communicating with you. Okay, അതാണ് സംഭവിക്കുക. And when you read a piece of literature, when you read a piece of work, the same thing is happening. It's a discourse. It's like a kind of a so many give and take is there. Okay, it's not just ഒരാൾ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ് പറയണു നിങ്ങളെല്ലാം അത് സ്വീകരിക്കണം. നോ, നിങ്ങളുടെ ബാക്ക്ഗ്രൗണ്ട് അതൊക്കെയാണ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കൂടുതൽ ബെറ്റർ അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ് ഓഫ് ദ കോൺസെപ്റ്റ് ഇസ് ഇൻഫാക്ട് യു ഗെറ്റ് ഇറ്റ് ഫ്രം വെയർ it is that you get out of your background in the sense all these things എല്ലാം അതിൻ്റെ ഭാഗമാണ്. Like you can say culture, you can say religion, you can say your society, then other fact financial thing, economic thing, all these things are in fact being part of that. So every single thing that I communicate up here, അതൊക്കെ എന്താണ്, it's in fact a discourse. It interacts with your all these cultural components of yours. Okay, and you develop a kind of a comprehension of that. Just like that, അതുപോലെ തന്നെയാണ് you can see when you read a piece of literature, ഒരു ബുക്ക് വായിക്കുമ്പോൾ it's not like ഞാൻ the way in which I understand the work അതുപോലെ ആയിരിക്കില്ല സിസ്റ്റർ ആനറ്റ് അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ് ചെയ്യണം ദാറ്റ് പെർട്ടിക്കുലർ വർക്ക്, അതുപോലെ ആയിരിക്കില്ല ആരാണ് സ്വാതി അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ് ചെയ്യണം, അതുപോലെ ആയിരിക്കില്ല ഔറീറ്റ് അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ് ചെയ്യണം. ദാറ്റ്സ് നോട്ട് ദ കേസ്. It might not be similar. Why? Because all of us are like different. It's not just that we are all unique. അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു ഫാക്ടർ അല്ല. Our cultural background, our religious background, our societal background, our parents, our grandparents, the cultural values that we have got, all these things are different. So like a literary text is in fact it's an opening or discourse with us, and it depends on like all these factors. Clear with that? So there is nothing like one single meaning to a literary piece of work. I hope I am clear. Yes or no? Yeah, that's it. So we will we will stop here. The commercial things and fair skinned things, it's like it needs a detailed discussion which I'll do in the next session. Okay, we'll stop here. Is that okay? Do you have any questions? Yeah, yes or no? Aha, now you have no messages, huh? Yeah, you have no question as such. Very good. So I'll do one thing. I'll stop here. I will share the link of